this is the new throttle body from the kit. It's a 62 millimeter that will replace your stock 60. Along with better horsepower and torque gains, you can also see better throttle response and fuel economy. But first, we've got to get this old one out of here. Now, the first step you want to take when removing your throttle body is to disconnect all of your wiring for your sensors. We're going to start first by disengaging the locks on the harnesses, by pulling backwards on the red tab and simply pinching the harness. You can remove the sensor or remove the sensor cable. Same way with your idle air control. You're going to pull the tab out. Now pinch the sensor and pull. Same way right here with your throttle position. What we want to do, this was a little bit tricky, is pull the lock out. Now we're going to pinch and pull. Now those wires are clear. Now we can work toward the throttle cable. What you want to do is use a flathead screwdriver, and when you stick it in, you don't want to actually pry out. All you want to do from this point is simply twist. Throttle cable is cleared. Now all we want to do to hold this in place, to remove your cruise control cable, simply hold the linkage up slightly. You can grasp the tab that holds it to the linkage and pull backwards. And that one's clear also. Now the last thing you need to pull are 4 bolts that hold the throttle body down. There are 2 at the front and 2 at the rear. They're 10 millimeter, and typically a deep well socket works best. Okay, now that we have the last bolt out of the throttle body, you can go ahead and remove the throttle body from the intake manifold. Now, some of you may notice some residual gasket material left on the manifold. Just make sure you get all that cleaned up before installing the new gasket and throttle body. Now, before installing the new throttle body onto the vehicle, first what you're going to want to do is remove the 3 sensors that you unplugged at the vehicle before we removed it. By doing so, you're going to use the T20 Torx bit supplied in the kit. Okay. Now this sensor here, your idle control sensor, is very difficult to get out of the stock throttle body. What you're going to actually need to do is a small, thin, flathead screwdriver, and you'll notice points around the throttle body that are a little bit wider, a little bit more gap in there. Well, all you'll want to do is simply stick the screwdriver in and twist. That's going to cause the actual sensor itself to rise. Then all you want to do is simply move around the throttle body, keeping this motion, just twisting, not trying to pry or pull. And as you see there, it comes right out. Now that we have the sensors removed from the old throttle body, we're going to use the supplied hardware from Superchips in the kit to put them onto the new throttle body. Now that we have all of our sensors back in our new throttle body, what we're going to do is go ahead and begin installation. First, we're going to place our new gasket supplied in the kit from Superchips. Then, we're going to go ahead and put the new throttle body in on top of it. We want to make sure we have all the bolt holes pretty much visible whenever we set the gasket down. Then we'll just set the throttle body down on top of it. Okay, now that we have the throttle body bolted down, what we're going to do is go ahead and plug in all the wires we unplugged from our sensors when we removed the old throttle body. Now remember, when plugging these back in, push all your locks back in on the harnesses also. Last but not least, we're going to go ahead and do all of our throttle linkages also. And that's it. You've just installed the Superchips throttle body.